Hi. Hi. Welcome to the online classes for Applied Electronics and Instrumentation in BTech Agriculture fourth semester. Today, I'm going to start with the topic transducer. Transducer. Transducer is any device that converts. Definition of a transducer. Transducer is any device that converts energy into one form of energy to the another form of energy. So basically, transducer is a device which is converting one form of energy into the another form of energy, or an electronic instrumentation system consists of number of components to perform a measurement and record its result. And records its result. Records its result. Uh, as, uh, as explained earlier, a generalized measurement system consists of three major components: an input device, a signal conditioning or processing device. Third is an output device. The majority either convert electrical energy to mechanical displacement or convert some non-electrical physical quantity such as temperature, sound, or light to an electrical signal. The input device receives the measurement or the quantity under measurement and delivers a proportional or analogous electrical signal to the uh, proportional analogous signal to the signal conditioning device. Here the signal is amplified, attenuated, filtered, modulated, or otherwise modified in a form of acceptable to the output device. The input quantity for most instrument system is non-electrical quantity and delivers a non-electrical quantity in order to use the electrical methods and techniques for measurements, manipulations, or control. The non-electrical quantity is generally converted into an electrical form by device called a transducer. We can define transducer as a device which actuates transforms energy from one form to another. The broad definition of transducer uh, includes, for example, the device which converts mechanical force into electrical signal. These devices form a very large and important group of transducers commonly used in industrial instrumentational area. The instrumentation generally deals with the instrumentation engineers and technologists are therefore primarily concerned with the area of the instrumentation. Uh, uh, Many other physical parameters such as heat, uh, intensity of light, flow rate, liquid level, humidity, and pH value may also be converted into electrical form by means of transducer. These transducers provide an output signal when stimulated by a mechanical or non-mechanical input. A photoconductor converts light intensity into a change of resistance. A thermocouple converts heat energy into electrical voltage. A force produces a change of resistance in a strain gauge, and acceleration produces a voltage in piezoelectric crystal, and so on. In all cases, however, the electrical output is measured by standard methods, giving the magnitude of the input quantity in terms of analogous output. Now, if I just to brief something about the electric transducer, the art of electrical measurement has been chiefly used for measurement of electrical quantities, but its value in making measurement of non-electrical quantities in this new era of automation is rapidly growing. In order to measure non-electrical quantities, a detector is used, which is usually converts the physical quantity into displacement. The displacement actuates an electric transducer, which acting as a secondary transducer, gives an output that is electrical nature. The electrical quantity so produced is measured by standard methods used for electrical measurements. The results, that is electrical output, give the magnitude of the physical quantity or condition being measured. The electrical signal may be current or a voltage or a frequency, and prediction of these signals is based upon electrical effects, which may be resistive, capacitive, inductive, etc. in nature. At the first stage of the measurement system may simply be called a transducer stage instead of detector transducer stage by redefining a transducer. A transducer in journal form may be defined as device which converts energy from one form to another, which we had already defined. However, this definition has to be restricted many a time, especially in the field of electrical instrumentation. Keeping this restriction in view, a transducer may be defined as a device which converts a physical quantity or a physical condition into an electrical signal. Another name of the transducer is pickup. What are the advantages of electrical transducers? There are a number of transducers which transforms a variety of physical quantity and phenomena into electrical signals. The reason for transforming a physical phenomena into electrical form are numerous. The advantages of converting the physical quantity into analogous electrical quantities are electrical amplification and attenuation can be done easily, and that too with static devices. Secondly, the mass inertia effects are minimized. In fact, when dealing with electrical or electronic signals, the inertia effects are due to electrons, which uh, due to electrons which have negligible mass. In many situations, we do not come across mass or inertia problems at all. The effects of friction are minimized. Fourthly, the electrical electronic system can be controlled with a very small power level. Fifth, the electrical output can be easily used, transmitted, and processed for the purpose of measurement. Sixth, the telemetry is used in almost all sophisticated measurement instruments. The entire aerospace research and development is based upon telemetry and remote control. The ever enlarging field of radio monitoring in space research has left us with no alternative but to resort to electronic means. This completely eliminates the data transmission through mechanical means, and hence electrical and electronic principles have to be employed for these conditions. The types of electrical transducers. First, the electrical parameters and the class of transducer principles operations, and typically this is there is a sort of table in which the types of electrical transducers are to be defined, and I'll just let you show in the slides. So we can say that the majority either convert electrical energy to mechanical energy displacement or convert some non-electrical physical quantities such as temperature, sound, or light to an electrical energy is defined as the transducer. Functions of transducer. The transducer is to sense the presence, magnitude, change in, and frequency of measurement. Second, to provide an electrical output. that when appropriately processed and applied to readout device gives accurate quantitative data about the measurand. Suppose any measurable quantity just given input to the transducer, and the transducer is somewhat excitation depending upon the time clock and all that. And on behalf of that, there's some electrical output comes out. That is, any quantity can be converted into short of electrical quantity. Then that device is known as transducer. Measurand refers to the quantity, property, or condition which the transducer translates to an electrical signal. Classification of transducer. Transducer can be classified into two major categories. One is passive transducer, and the second is self-generating transducer. Uh, or variously classification in instead of two categories, if I broadly can say that transducer can be classified into five major categories. Uh, on the basis of transducer form, as primary and secondary transducers, as passive and active transducers, as analog and digital transducers, as transducers and inverse transducers. So, classification based upon the principle of transduction. The transducers can be classified on the basis of principle of transduction as resistive, inductive, capacitive, etc., depending upon how they convert the input quantity into resistance, inductance, or capacitance respectively. They can be classified as piezoelectric, thermoelectric, magnetostatic, electrokinematic, and optical. Secondly, primary and secondary transducers. Let us consider the case of Bourdon tube. Bourdon tube, which we have discussed in the earlier topics. The Bourdon tube acting as a primary detecting senses the pressure and converts the pressure into displacement of its free and the displacement of the free and moves the core of linear variable differential transformer LVDT, which produces an output voltage which is proportional to movement of the core, which is proportional to the displacement of the free and which in turn is proportional to the pressure. Thus, there are two stages of transduction. Firstly, the pressure is converted into a displacement by Bourdon tube. Then the displacement is converted into an analogous voltage by LVDT. The Bourdon tube is called a primary transducer, while the LVDT is called the secondary transducer. Now the third type is passive and active transducers. Transducers may be classified according whether they are passive or active. Passive transducer derive the power required for transduction from an auxiliary power sources. They also derive a part of the power required for conversion from the physical quantity into measurement. They are also known as externally powered transducer. Physical examples of passive transducer are resistive, inductive, and capacitive transducers. A typical example of passive transducer is POT pot, which is used for measurement of displacement. A pot is resistance transducer powered by a source voltage. Uh, a linear potentiometer. I mean to say that POT stands for linear potentiometer, and linear potentiometer is a passive transducer, whereas active transducers are those which do not require an auxiliary power source to produce their output. They are also known as self-generating type since they develop their own voltage or current output. The energy required for production of output signal is obtained from the physical quantity being measured. Velocity, temperature, light intensity, and force can be transduced with the help of active transducers. These transducers include technogenerators, thermocouples, photovoltaic cells, and piezoelectric crystals. So, passive transducers require an external power. Output is measure of some electrical parameters such as resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Example condenser, microphone. And self-generating transducers not require external power. They are known as active transducers, and they produce analog voltage or current when stimulated by some physical form of energy. Example thermocouple. Electrical transducer is a sensing device that transform directly the physical, mechanical, or optical quantity into an electrical voltage or current. An electrical transducer must have the following parameters: linearity, relationship between the physical parameter and the resulting electrical signal must be linear. Sensitivity, high sensitivity is desirable for a transducer. Uh, and operating range of the transducer Operating range of the transducer should be wide to permit its use under a wide range of measurement conditions. Repeatability, input-output relationship for transducer should be predictable over a long period of time. This ensures reliability of the operation. Physical size, transducers must have minimal weight and volume so that its presence in the measurement system does not disturb the existing condition. Next, the following are the different electric phenomena employed in the transduction elements of transducer. These are the following different electric phenomena employed: capacitive phenomena, resistive, inductive, piezoelectric, electromagnetic, photoemissive, photoresistive, photometric, thermoelectric, frequency generating. These are the some phenomena or activities which are going to be happen while certain task is done through the transducers. Types of transducers: resistive position transistor, strain gauge, uh, displacement transducer, capacitive transducer, inductive transducer, variable inductance transducer. The variable inductance transducer is further classified into four broad categories: ultrasonic temperature transducer, thermistor, thermocouples, resistive temperature detectors, that is RTD, which we will discuss in the detail. Seventh is the temperature transducer. Eighth is the photoelectric transducers. These are the types of transducers. Resistive position transducer, that is the first. A displacement transducer uses a resistive element with sliding contact or wiper linked to an object being monitored or measured. Thus, the resistance between slider and one end of the resistive element depends on the position of the object. As you see in the figure, this is the resistive position transducer. That means a slider contact or a wiper type link is connected, which vary the resistance in according to the input and gives the output in according to the variation. So as you see in the figure, construction of resistive position transducer and a typical method. B. If the circuit is unloaded, the output voltage 0 is certain fraction of Vt depending on the position of the wiper. V naught upon Vt equals to R2 upon R1 plus R2. This is some mathematical calculation to get out the output, or V output equals to R2 upon R1 plus R2 Vt. This equation shows that the output voltage is directly proportional to the position of the wiper if the resistance of the transducer is distributed uniformly along the length of the travel of the wiper. For example, a displacement transducer with a shaft stroke of 4" is used in the circuit of figure first B. R1 plus R2 is 1000 ohm and thermal voltage is 4 volt. The wiper is 1.5 in from B. Find the output. So you just do the calculation, put the values, and get the answer. Now, strain gauge. The strain gauge is an example of passive transducer that uses electrical resistance variations in wires to sense the strain produced by a force on the wires. That is, strain gauge is something by which when we just put a pressure or a force, and that force is measured and give the result in terms of some quantitative uh, values. It is a very versatile detector and used for measuring weight, pressure, mechanical force, or displacement. So wherever we want to measure the weight, pressure, mechanical force, or displacement, strain gauge is used as a transducer. The construction of Borden strain gauge, as shown in the figure, a fine wire element looped back and forth on mounting plate, which is usually cemented to the member of undergoing stress. When a gauge is subjected to a stress, its length increases while its cross-sectional area decreases. This is the working principle. From Hooke's theory or Hooke's law, stress is defined as the force per unit area, where F equals to the force in kilograms and A equals to the area in square meters, meter square. The increase in resistance can be seen from the following equation. As we know, the resistance is equals to defined as the rho L by A, where rho stands for the resistivity of a specific material or in ohm meter, and where the L is the length of a conductor in meters and area is the cross section area in meter square. So the increase in resistance can be seen if you increase, that is either through the cross section area or through the length. The resistance will vary. The specific resistivity, that is rho, will be constant for a specific material. Since the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to cross-sectional area, the resistance of the gauge increases the strain. Strain G is defined as elongation of or compression per unit length, or G is equals to change in length per unit length, where L is the initial length in meter without strain, and del L the change in initial. mm, the G is defined as elongation or compression per unit length, or G is equals to del L by L, where L is the initial length in meters without strain, and del L initial, the change in initial length in meters. Uh, mm, Next, as consequence of strain, As consequence of strain, if physical quantities of particular interest, the change in gauge resistance, the change in length, the relationship between two variables called gauge factor, K is expressed mathematically as K is mathematically expressed as del R by, that is change in resistance per unit resistance, del R by R, del L by L, where we had seen that del L by L is represented by G. The change in gauge resistance, the change in length, the relationship between these two variables called gauge factor. K is expressed mathematically as this, where K is the gauge factor, R the initial resistance in ohms without strain, change in initial resistance in ohms. The constants of proportionality between stress and strain for a linear stress-strain curve is known as modulus of elasticity of material E, or called Young's modulus. It is written as Young's modulus S by G, where S is the stress in kilogram per meter square, G is the strength, and strain is do not have any unit because it is change in length upon L. The length upon L that is cancel out. Okay. So this is known as the Young's modulus. Displacement transducer. Most displacement transducers sense displacement by means of sensing shaft, which is mechanically connected to the point or object whose displacement is to be measured. The mechanical element that are used to convert the applied force into displacement are called force summing devices. Various type of displacement transducers: reactive transducer used in AC measuring circuits, alternating current measuring circuits; potentiometric transducer used in DC systems; digital output transducer used when very close accuracy of measurements required; capacitive transducer, a change in capacitance, the change in position of a moving element, is used to provide an electrical indication. The general equation to determine the capacitance is given by, as we know, the capacitance is given by C equals to K epsilon A by D, and the unit is farad, where K is the dielectric constant and A equals to the area of the plate, cross-section area of the plate, where epsilon has a constant value 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 in farads per meter, and this d is the distance between two capacitive surfaces in meter. C equals to K A epsilon naught by d farad. From this equation we can see that the capacitance increases the effective area is increased, and it decreases if the distance between two capacitive surfaces due to the spacing of parallel plate is increased. Forms of capacitive transducer: first is rotatory plate capacitor, third is rectilinear capacitance transducer, third is thin diaphragm, which is shown in the figure. These are the some sort of capacitive transducers. Now the fourth one is the rotatory plate capacitor. This transducer is made up of a fixed plate called stator and movable plate called rotor. When the rotor changes its position relative to stator, the effective area between the plate is also changed, and in turns changing the capacitance. Rectilinear capacitive transducer. It consists of a fixed cylinder and movable cylinder. These pieces are configured so the moving pieces fits inside the fixed pieces but insulated from it. Thin diaphragm. Thin diaphragm is a transducer that make use of variation in capacitance resulting from a change in spacing between capacitive surfaces. This transducer is designed to measure pressure, The dielectric can be either air or vacuum. The change in pressure may be easily detected by the variation of capacity between a fixed plate and another plate free to move as the pressure changes. The resulting variation follows the basic capacity formula. C equals to 0.085 K n minus A T by PF picofarad, where A equals to the area of one side of one plate in centimeter square, n equals to the number of plates, T equals to thickness of dielectric in centimeter, K equals to dielectric constant. Advantages. These are the following advantages. Has an excellent frequency response, can measure both static and dynamic phenomena, simple to construct, inexpensive to produce. Disadvantages. Sensitive to temperature variations, sensitive to the possibility of erratic or distortion signals owing to long lead length. Applications as frequency modulated in RF oscillator, in capacitive microphone, used as one part of an AC bridge circuit to produce an AC output signal. Now the fifth is temperature transducers. Temperature transducers can be divided into four main categories. Resistance temperature detectors, that is RTDs, very important, thermocouples, thermistors, ultrasonic transducers. Now first, the resistance temperature detectors. RTD is a passive device whose resistance changes with temperature. This condition causes RTD needs an electrical supply to give a voltage output. RTD commonly employ platinum, nickel, or any resistance wire whose resistance variation with temperature has high intrinsic accuracy. They are available in many configurations and sizes. The relationship between temperature and resistance of the conductors in the temperature range near 0 degrees centigrade can be calculated from the equation RT equals to R reference 1 plus delta alpha delta T. So R is the resistance of the conductor at temperature T in degrees Celsius. R naught or R reference, the resistance at the reference temperature, usually at 20 degrees centigrade. Alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistance, which can be negative or positive, and delta is the difference between the operating and the reference temperature. Advantages of RTD: linearity over a wide operating range, higher temperature operation, better stability at high temperature. Disadvantages of RTD: low sensitivity. It can be affected by contact resistance, shock, and vibration. Requires no point uh, sensing. Higher cost than other temperature transducers. Uh, Require 3 or 4 wires for its operation and associated instrumentation to eliminate errors due to lead resistance. Now, next, thermistor. Thermistor is thermally sensitive senses resistor that exhibits change in electrical resistance with change in temperature. Thermistor is fabricated from semiconductor material by sintering mixtures of metallic oxides such as manganese, nickel, cobalt, copper, and uranium oxide. Thermistors have negative temperature coefficient, that is, resistance decreases as temperature rises. Thermistors are available with positive temperature coefficient, but positive temperature coefficient thermistors are seldom used for measurement since they have poor sensitivity. Thermistor is contraction of a term thermal resistors. Thermistors are generally composed of semiconductor materials. Although positive temperature coefficient of units are available, most thermistors have a negative coefficient of temperature resistance, which we had discussed that the negative temperature coefficient resistance can be as large as several percent per degree Celsius. This allows the thermistor circuits to detect very small changes in temperature, which could not be observed with an RTD or a thermocouple. In some cases, the resistance of thermistor at room temperature may decrease as much as 5% for each 1 degree rise in temperature. The high sensitivity to temperature changes make thermistors extremely useful for precise temperature measurement, control, and compensation. Thermistors are widely used in applications which involve measurements in range of minus 60 degrees centigrade to 15 degrees centigrade. The resistance of thermistor ranges from zero point 0.5 ohm to 0.75 mega ohm. Thermistor is a highly sensitive device. The price to be paid off for high sensitivity is in terms of linearity. The thermistor exhibits the highly nonlinear characteristic of resistance versus temperature. Construction of thermistor. Thermistors are composed of sintered mixture, which we had discussed. They are available in variety of sizes and shapes. The thermistor may be in the form of bads, rods, and discs. Some of the commercial forms are uh, shown in the figure. Graph showing resistive variation in temperature of a family of thermistor is given. Uh, if you look into the graph, you find a graph that is between the resistance versus temperature for the family of thermistors. Advantages of thermistor: small size and low cost, fast response over narrow temperature range, good sensitivity in the NTC region, cold junction compensation not required due to dependence of resistance on absolute temperature, contact and lead resistance problems not encountered due to large resistance, voltage, current, and current time characteristic of thermistor. Three important characteristics thermistor make them extremely useful in measurement and control application. These are the resistance temperature characteristics, the voltage current characteristics, the current time characteristics. Now the application of thermistors. All the major applications of thermistors are measurement and control of temperature. They may be used for a number of other applications. The various applications are measurement of temperature, control of temperature, uh, and the other applications are like uh, temperature compensation and measurement of power at high frequencies, measurement of thermal conductivity, measurement of level, flow, and pressure of liquid, measurement of composition of gases, vacuum measurements, providing time delay. The silent features of thermistors are that there are certain silent features of the thermistor. Thermistors are compact, rugged, and inexpensive. Thermistors, when properly aged, have good stability. The response time of thermistors can vary from a fraction of a second to minutes, depending on the size of the detecting mass and thermal capacity of the thermistor. It varies inversely with the dissipation factor. The power dissipation factor varies with the degree of thermal isolation of the thermistor element. Uh, and the fourth silent feature is the upper operating limit of the temperature for thermistor is dependent on physical changes in the material or solder used in attaching the electrical connection, and usually resistance reaching such as high value that it cannot be measured by standard methods. Thermistors can be installed at distance from their associated measuring circuits if elements of high resistance are used, such that the resistance of leads is negligible. This way, the resistance of leads does not affect the readings, and hence errors on this count are negligible. The above features give thermistor advantages over conventional thermocouples. Resistance thermometers and field system thermometer use sensing elements for measurement of temperature. Thermistors not only find use its temperature in temperature measurement but also used in other application. Limitation of thermistors: non-linearity in the resistance as versus temperature characteristics, unsuitable for wide temperature range, very low execution excitation current to avoid self heating, needs of shielded power lines, filters, etc. due to high resistance. Thermocouple. Thermocouple is made up of a pair of different metal wires joined together at one end. As you see in the figure, thermocouple is basically two different wires. That is, one is in different color, one is in green, and one is in yellow color. They are just joined together at one end. The temperature difference between two ends of the wires produces a voltage between the wires. So the temperature difference between the two ends of the wires produces a voltage difference or voltage between the wires. So this is the basic working principle of a thermocouple. The magnitude of this voltage even depends upon the wire material used and on temperature difference between the junctions. The EMF of the thermocouple is given as E equals to C T minus 1 T2 plus K T1 square minus T2 square, where C and K are the constants of thermocouple materials. T1 is the temperature of the hot junction and T2 is the temperature of the cold or reference junction. Photoelectric transducer, a photoelectric device that can be characterized as photoemissive, photoconductive, or photovoltaic. Photoemissive have the following characteristics. Radiation falling into a cathode causes electrons to be emitted from cathode surface. Photoconductive, the resistance of materials change when it's illuminated. Photovoltaic generates an output voltage proportional to radiation intensity. Types of photoelectric transducers. These are the basic three types of photoelectric transducers: the photomultiplier tube, photoconductive cells or photocells, or the photovoltaic cells. So this is all about the transducers, various types of transducers. If you have any query, you can mail me or you can ask me through the my WhatsApp number. Thank you. Thank you for today's class, today's lecture. I hope you had enjoyed a lot. Thank you.